one time everybody was dependent on religion, and religion is good, but people were just they would just go to the priests or the mullahs and the gurus and the vaidyas. I mean, not the vaidyas, the 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 Hindu priests or Christian priests. Then suddenly, in about 1,000 years ago, with Newton and all these things, everything became materialistic. They said there's no God, everything is matter, everything is science. And over time, they came up with, that was during Newton's time. Then with Einstein and recent developments, there's what is known as quantum theory. And quantum says there is intelligence. You want to call it God, fine. You call it anything you want. But there is some intelligence. We are part of that intelligence. We are part of that consciousness. And we are connected with a thing called circadian rhythm. So we are connected with the moon, with the sun, with the universe. Those things affect us. And religions, in some way, they talked about it. Science is saying that is true. There is in our body what is called the microbiome. We've got millions of little bacteria there. There are more of them than there are human cells. And these are connected to each other. They're connected to the universe. And they influence our thinking, they influence our decisions. So all of these things are connected through consciousness to the universe. We upload those thoughts, we download those thoughts. So we are sharing our lives with each other, though we don't know it, through these microbiomes, through this consciousness. And these people in these ancient, mystics, call them gurus, in India, in Egypt, in Atlantis, and in the Lemurian islands, which is now Hawaii, all of these guys, they knew about this through intuition. They didn't have any instruments. They didn't have telescopes, microscopes, electromagnetic instruments, but they knew about it through intuition. We have lost that intuition, but we have instruments to prove that they were right. So one of those things is electromagnetic waves. It's sound waves. So what we do here, sound healing is one of the various alternative methods of healing. There's Reiki, there's aromatherapy. There are lots of alternative methods. And when we talk about healing, it's not the same way as going to a doctor. The doctor just provides an immediate cure, but the actual healing happens afterwards. You go to, like, you have cancer, they cut off some part. The healing happens after that through maybe 2 months, 6 months, a year. And what we do here is healing. We bring relaxation to the body. We bring sound waves to the body. We bring harmony to the body. That's the type of healing we do. So we bring our body, mind, and spirit into harmony. So I'm going to show a short clip by Dr. John Douillard, American guy who spent a lot of time in India with Maharshi Mahesh Yogi, and he came back and let's listen to him. After that, we'll talk for a few minutes. Then we'll do some singing. We'll do some chanting, like y'all did some chanting with Asha today. Chanting is very good because it harmonizes our sound with our body. That's sound waves. So these are all good things. So we'll do some chanting maybe, and depending on the time, we'll do at least 15 minutes of pure sound bath. So let's listen to this guy, John Douillard.
One of the golden rules of Ayurveda, which are going to get more and more as we go through this course, is that the more subtle something is, the more powerful it is. And this is crazy. Circadian rhythms, Nobel Prize winning science. Can you see them? No. The microbiome, it determines what you crave for dinner and what you had for lunch and your mood and how well you sleep. Can you see them? No. So that's the crazy thing about this ancient wisdom, is they knew that this subtle stuff was really powerful. I have no idea how they knew that. I just don't even get it. Maybe Martians came and told them, but I don't know. But all I can tell you is what they knew was so profound, and now modern science is just beginning to understand it. When I first started writing articles, I've been writing articles about ancient wisdom, modern science for, I don't know, 15 years now. I didn't even remember when I started, but at least that. And I thought I'd have one or two articles to write because, like, how much science is there on this weird Ayurvedic ancient wisdom thing? And it turns out I'm still, every week I write 3 articles because that's what I do. And I still can't, there's just no end to it. And what's crazy is that all these scientists that did the research on it, they had no idea they were writing about Ayurvedic principles. They had no idea. But they were writing about science proving ancient, principles that have been around for thousands of years. So I just sort of been able to connect the dots, and I'm just so blown away, again, by how profound. They talked about the microbiome thousands of years ago. They called them krimi. They knew they were invisible, but they knew they regulated everything. You tell me, you guys help me understand how they knew that. This is why this knowledge is so profound. And the purpose was to maximize our human potential, not to become, some type of superhero, but to feel a level of contentment and bliss and love in your skin, because that's the same energy of these universal, unified, 0-point quantum physics field theories. They're informed and they're love, and they're expanding. The universe is expanding. The universe is evolving. That's quantum physics. We are evolving. Our thoughts are upregulated to this evolving universal field of consciousness, which is well-documented quantum physics theory. It's a bit of a crazy thought that our thoughts are being uploaded into this universal field of consciousness, and the universe is actually evolving based on what we're thinking. That's scary. But this is what the science tells us. And we are also downloading information from that evolving field. So we're in direct communication. That's why I call this thing an instrument, because it's like a radio antenna that gets tuned in to the right frequency, and all of a sudden you don't care about outer space anymore. You're completely content with this experience of your own inner space. And isn't that how you want to end it? Because we're all going to go, right? At some point, right? I want to go with total connection to that space. So I maximize my potential. And more than what happens after we die, there's just so much human potential. The 90% of our brain potential we don't even use, right? Where is that? When did we get that? That's what Ayurveda was after. And that comes from refining this instrument. In the same way, when we eat food, right? We eat food, particularly organic food, that has bugs on it, which we always did. Those bugs, when we eat them, they go into our gut, and they deliver and transfer their genetic material from the ground to the genetic material in the bugs that live in your gut. There's sort of some permanent ones there that are sort of like the old school guys, and they're always there. So this is science. The bugs from the soil and the foods and the spinach and the broccoli, they go in and they transfer the genetic material. And our gut bugs, our old school guard, they transfer that genetic material to our genetic code to tell us there's what's coming down the pike. So if they've been sprayed with glyphosate and these bugs are mutated, yeah, that genetic material is going to be uploaded into our genetic code to help us evolve and be ahead of the curve so we don't go extinct. In the same microcosm kind of way, those bugs are uploaded into us and helping us evolve. In the same way, our thoughts are being uploaded into the macrocosm, helping I don't know about helping, but definitely supporting the evolution of the universe that we live in. That is quantum field theory. Isn't it just the most amazing thing? You sit, your rib cage kind of gets pushed down, right? So my rib cage is being pushed into my belly. You all agree with that? So, and your diaphragm is right underneath your rib cage, and that diaphragm is trying to contract to pull the air into your rib cage lungs, and then that forces your rib cage to open. But your rib cage has this crazy thing called elastic recoil, where it's just squeezing down on your heart and your lungs 26,000 times per day. And it literally becomes a cage. And that's not good in the second half. It's never good, but it's really bad in the second half, right? So we're going to force that rib cage to become 12 levers, massaging your heart and your lungs and pumping lymphatic flow in and out of your body 26,000 times per day. When you don't breathe, your diaphragm becomes sort of, instead of contracting fully and relaxing fully, it does a little bit like this. This is well documented. They did a study with elite athletes, and only half of them had a diaphragm that was relaxing and contracting fully. So if they don't have it, probably you and I don't either. So we gotta do the work and fix it. That makes sense? So and the diaphragm, you should know, is the #1 pump for lymphatic flow from your belly and your breasts, for that matter. And so it's the trash can and the trash remover. And if that pump isn't working for you, you're not going to get rid of the trash. And if you can't get rid of the trash, that's not going to be good in the second half. Problems are going to happen. So as we get older, the limiting factor, and this is understood in Ayurveda, the limiting factor to our health and longevity is how well we move waste out. And did you know that your breathing is one of the major waste removal vehicles we have, more than sweat? You have your digestive elimination, your sweat, and your breath. And your breath is powerful for moving out waste. But if you don't have a diaphragm that's working good, it's not going to happen. So we're going to get you guys' diaphragm connected. So that's Bastrika. Now, the next one that I want you to breathe, this is what I want you to do a couple of times a day, because it's so important. And this is the one that I call, well, I don't call it, it's called pratiloma in Ayurvedic medicine, inspiratory muscle training. So it's when the diaphragm is contracting to breathe in. So it's an inspiratory muscle training technique. And that is your diaphragm. Who's in charge of that? So it's about strengthening your diaphragm. So in the hospital, they have like a device that you have to breathe into, to breathe in as deeply as you possibly can. But in Ayurvedic medicine, they figured out a way to do it all by yourself. And that's simply by just taking your 2 fingers and partially closing your nostrils and then creating a little resistance. So if I squeeze my nostrils all the way, I can't breathe. But if I partially close them about 75% close, now my diaphragm is going to have to breathe in through a much smaller airway. And my diaphragm is going to have to work what? Harder, right? Because now I'm breathing in through this smaller airway. So you can partially close your nostrils and then breathe in all the way. And this is the one where I'm going to ask you to kind of think about, fill up your belly first, and then your chest, and then your upper chest.
Okay. So when he talked about second half, he's talking of first half, second half. All of us are seniors. We are in the second half of our lives. So that's what he meant by that. And he talked about these exercises that Asha was showing us. Some of these exercises are just general goodness for our breathing, but some of them are to develop the rib cage, make it strong. So we won't do a lot of them today because Asha does that normally, but the breathing part gets, besides the other things that it does, it gets rid of all the waste matter. It's the most powerful thing of getting rid. If our lymphatic system is clean, then the rest of the body becomes a lot more healthy. So now I would like to do a short sound bath, then we'll come back and do some chanting. So I'll turn my camera on the bowls so you can see the bowls here. And if you want to sit up. If you want to close your eyes, up to you, whatever you're comfortable doing. And just a short 5-minute sound bath, then we'll do some chanting, and then we'll do another long sound bath. Vastrika, heart breathing to get all your diaphragm strengthened. You can do some pratiloma, just hold your nostrils half closed and do fast breathing so it clears out any sinuses or any blockages. And then slow breathing after that. Just feel these sound waves going through your ears and going through your skin. We have receptors in our skin and going into the nerves, going into the vagus nerve and bringing harmony to the whole body. Think of something positive, something uplifting, something happy, because those thoughts mixed with these vibrations, goes through every cell in your body, goes to your microbiome, provides good digestion, and goes to the consciousness, universal consciousness, so we can share our happy thoughts with everyone else in the universe. Okay, if you want to take a short break, let's do some chanting and some group singing, group toning. It's good for the voice, good for our throat, good for the thyroid gland, good for the vagus nerves. A lot of benefits from that, where our own sound goes, permeates through the whole body. So we'll do Om, then maybe we'll do it with some Western uh, sounds. We can do it with Eastern, just Om. We'll do it 3 or 4 times. Okay, everyone. Aum, you want to say Aum, that's fine. 3 syllables or just 2 syllables, whatever you feel happy doing, that's fine. Aum. Everyone, if you can unmute yourself so each one of us supports each other, we share our sound with each other. If you want to unmute yourself, that would be good. Aum. Aum. ancient gurus in the Himalayas, that's what they would do. Ah, Om. Now, if you want to put a little Western twist to that, that's okay, and we'll do it like Sidney Poitier did. He did Amen, Amen. So you can sing Amen if you like. You can do Om. So I'll do Amen. Okay, we'll do it 2 or 3 times just to give us a little, pumping up of our circulation.
सब इतना गंदा है वो इसका हैंडल
I didn't hear what you said, Asha.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I heard somebody saying something. If anyone wants to share some thoughts?
I don't know.
Okay, let's all do Amen with this Sidney Poitier song. Amen. 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 Louder. Amen. 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 Very nice. One more time. Amen. 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 Okay, now I'll put the words of Tera Mangale. We'll just do the chorus. All of us will do it together. 1 second, okay? Tera Mangale, and Sabi. My happiness, your happiness, everybody's happiness. So just sing it as joyfully as you can, and don't worry about your voice. Your voice is wonderful. It is meant for your microbiome, for your cells, for your throat, and for your body and mind. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Mera mangale, mera mangale, mera mangale hue. Tera mangale, tera mangale, tera mangale hue. Sabika mangale, sabika mangale, sabika mangale hue. One more time. Mera mangale, mera mangale, mera mangale hue. Tera mangale, tera mangale, tera mangale hue. Sabika mangale, sabika mangale, sabika mangale hue. Okay, now we'll do one final sound bath. We are wishing ourselves happiness, our neighbors happiness, everybody. We share that universe, we share our consciousness with everybody. We lift up the whole universe. So we'll do one more sound bath and then we'll close it, okay? So I'll put the camera on the bowls one more time. And if you want to close your eyes, you want to relax, do 1 or 2 fast breathing like Bastrika, like Asa showed, or Pratiloma, and then very, very slow inhalation, very, very slow exhalation, about 4 to 5 seconds each. vibrations going into every cell, going into the microbiome in your stomach, those little bacteria that help your digestion, going into any organs or any parts of your body that require healing, so that these waves entrain and bring harmony to the sound waves, to the frequency that of your body that is not in harmony, that is diseased. It'll entrain them and bring it back to harmony. Think of something positive, so it'll suffuse through your whole body, and it'll go into the universal consciousness. So you share those thoughts with everybody else, and you get other people's positive vibrations in your body too. The breathing is a very good waste removal from the sinuses, from the lungs, from the liver. The diaphragm is a very strong pump that pumps out all the waste material into the lymphatic tubes. So think of that process happening and helping your digestion and helping your circulation. The brain has its own waves called alpha, beta, theta, and gamma. So these sound waves will match that and bring your brain to a peaceful, calm position to bring healing to your body as well as your brain. So with that, you may want to come back to join the group. Gradually open your eyes. You want to rub your hands and put it over your eyes, that's fine. You want to just twist your hands and fingers and your toes. And if anyone wants to share some thoughts with the rest of us, please do so.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
I have joined today for the first time, and I'm feeling very good, and I'm
Okay,
feeling blessed that I'm in this group, and I could feel the vibration, and I felt that my heart was expanding. Yeah, I
very
felt
good.
the vibrations. Thank you so much. It was
Yes,
really
that asha also helped because initially you have to do some yoga and then you do meditation with these sound waves. Both of them complement each
yes.
other.
Both of them were really good.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
I too have
Okay,
just
thank you.
joined today.
Pardon?
I too have just joined today. It was a beautiful experience. Thank you very much.
Very good. Every day, Saleh has a program. You should do that every day. He has something
Yes.
unique every day.
I didn't know the sound vibration had such a good effect.
Okay, yes.
Yes, Lawrence, I too enjoyed your session. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yes. See, I want to qualify. This is not the same as a Western doctor. Western doctor will give you a pill for a ill, but he does not cure the mind, body, and spirit. This does healing to mind, body, and spirit so that you won't get into those problems in the first place. Okay, thank you so much, everybody.